Hi, welcome back to AQA Certificate Further Mathematics GCSE. Today we're on chapter 4.7, Sequences. This is a grade A video. I hope you enjoy it, and let us start. So, what we mean by a sequence is that it is not a chaotic one. It has a rhythm to it, and so they can be classified as linear and quadratic. There are more to that, but in GCSE we only need two, linear and quadratic, and it is basically an equation that uses n as the term instead of x, so it's kind of easy to understand as well because we have the understanding of normal equations, so this will be much easier to learn. Alright, so here we have a linear sequence, and this sequence is linear because there is a common difference. So the first step of solving this, we are finding the nth term. What is the nth term? It is for each of these digits there is a name given. This is n1, this is n2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, goes on. And yeah, basically it is the order which number of term it is. For an nth term, it is generally given as a general equation of how to find these numbers, and this is when n is 1, this is when n is 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. And so the first step of finding the nth term is to find the common difference of equation, and this only applies to linear sequences. And from here we can see that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 has a rhythm of adding 2 each interval. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Alright, so we have this. So the common difference we can draw is adding 2. So now we need to make it a coefficient of n, and so the coefficient of n will be 2n. Okay, so but now what next? We want to find the nth term, and the nth term is generally given as c. It is given as bn plus c. So this is a general equation of linear sequence. This is nth term, that is. So the nth term of this equation will be 2n plus c, because we know the coefficient is 2, so b is 2 essentially. And so we have a part of the sequence. Now we do something that is really similar on finding equations, which is to substitute a term or two into the nth term one. So we want to find the nth term. That basically nth term is what our y is 2x plus c, and the c, how we can get it is from rearranging and substitution. So n, when n is 1, we know that it is the first term, and so the first term will be equal to 2n, 2 times 1 plus c, which is actually 2, so we can draw this equation. And we know that we can rearrange everything so that actually, in this case, c is equal to 0. So the nth term is just 2n. That is how you solve a linear sequence. Most of the time c will not be 0, but in this case it is. So linear is easy. What about quadratic? This one is not so much because it is a really long path to getting everything right as the nth term, and it actually took more than 1 page of preparation, so you have to, well, I have to stop the video halfway and just clean out page. So yeah, you can write down notes about this if you want to. So the first step is to find the difference of all the terms, and I tell you that is 10, 18, 26 and 34. Then the second step is to find the common difference of the term. This is a bit tongue twisting, but we can find that actually 10 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, so it is positive 8 as the difference. So now the next step is to divide that by 2 and make it a coefficient of n squared. Same deal applies that we have done before, which is like that. Nth term is equal to 4n squared plus bn plus c, because 4n squared is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So now, wait, did I tell you what the general equation is? Well, the general equation is an squared plus bn plus c. So that is the general equation of a quadratic sequence for nth term. So the nth term is this, and now how do we find nth term? Now we are a bit stuck because we don't have enough information, but for rearranging we can still do, and all we want to find is bn plus c, right? So in order to find bn plus c, I've spotted a mistake back in the background I need to fix, and now I can put it out, which basically we can turn it into something like that. We have a general nth term, and if we want to find bn plus c, we subtract it by 4n squared, and this is the nth term in this whole thing, and I will even note it with a red line. This is the nth term, minus 4n squared will be equal to this, if you understand. And so now what we need to do is to know what 4n squared is. So it's just put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into it, then you'll get 4n squared is equal to 4, 16, 36, 64 and 100. That is the 4n squared. And now what next? Since we have that this we want to find bn plus c, because bn plus c is a linear equation and we can find that easily. So what we do now is to subtract the thing from this sequence, and I need to clear the page right now, so wait a sec. Alright, here we are. So when we subtract this sequence from this sequence, we'll get 7 minus 4 is 3, 17 minus 16 is 1, 35 minus 36 is negative 1, then so on and so forth. And we'll get that nth term minus 4n squared is equal to this, 3, 1, negative 1, negative 3, and negative 5. And so now we need to find out what is this whole expression, bn plus c. Well, do you remember how to find this? I'll let you do it this time. I will wait, and you will do it in the background, I hope, on a piece of paper. And yeah, pause the video if you want to go. If you don't, then I'm going to reveal right now. So the nth term minus 4n squared will be actually equal to negative 2n plus 5, or 5 minus 2n in that respect. And what you do next is to rearrange it to get nth term, which is 4n squared minus 2n plus 5. This is a really algebraic way of solving nth term, and you can see that basically you treat nth term as one variable, then each of the thing are just nth term, and just switch around and be normal algebra. So this is how you solve a quadratic sequence. And yeah, so personally I think that quadratic sequence is a lot harder than linear sequence, but if you get the hang of it, it's just as simple. Make sure you know how to find the nth term of each sequence, because it's quite likely to come up in exam, even in normal mathematics exam, so that is something that you should know about. So for my questions, I want you to find the 4 sequence nth term, and the sequence are listed below. And so yeah, I'll give you some time to pause the video right now and do the questions, and I will come back with the answers. There we go. We have the 4 answers to these sequences. Actually, I have constructed all the sequences before I found their list of terms, so these are definitely correct. And so yeah, that's it. I hope you've got them right. And that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave me a like, give me some comments on how to improve, and I will see you next time.